Welcome to Elevated and Melanated, where critical thinkers can come and discuss inconvenient truths and uncomfortable knowledge. I am your host, KT the Intellect.
It's your boy DJ the Finesse Kid.
And we want to thank you again for coming back with us. It's been a very interesting couple of days. I'm sure you see the title of the video. Today we're going to be talking about do you need a driver's license to travel privately in America? And this is a very important topic, especially moving forward as we move further and further with this jab they got going for people. It's going to be harder to travel for a lot of people. And the easiest way to travel in America is in your own private vessel or automobile that you own completely. So the reason that's the best, easiest way to travel because you completely own it. So the reason they can say you can't do this or that when they get on an airplane is because airplanes are controlled by private corporations. You don't own that airplane. Yeah. So if somebody wants to come in your car and they want to smack and chew gum or turn the music up super loud and that's your car,
They can't do
you
that.
have the right to tell them this is my car. You can't be doing that.
Don't touch my radio.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And the same with the airlines. If they say that you got to get a jab or you got to show proof of this, proof of that to get on their planes, it's their planes. They own their planes, so they have that right to do that. So moving forward, the easiest way for an American person to travel in America is going to be by car or that they own privately. And so what we're going to be looking at today is a very interesting letter by State Senator Wayne Stump, right? And so this is actually Arizona State Senator. So this letter was written on December 10th, 1985. So this is before either one of us is even born. Yeah. So the knowledge in this letter is has been known for a long time. It's very fleshed out law, or you'll see the multiple statuses in here. He's going to talk about the multiple constitutions. But the reason he wrote this letter was to let the director of the Department of Public Safety at the time, Mr. Ralph Milstead, that you don't need a driver's license to travel privately in America if you if you put in the proper paperwork and take the proper steps. So I just wanted to jump into the letter real quick. But you got any expectations, DJ? Anything you want to say before we get into this?
Yeah, I would just say prior to even reading this letter, I obviously didn't know anything about prior to going through status correction and getting my affairs in order. But this for a lot of people is eye opening, and it's really what's the word? It's straight to the point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's simple to understand. It was like, yo, this is not something I was taught when I was a kid. This is not something I was taught ever. And once you read it, it's like, man,
yeah, exactly.
I don't got to listen to none of these.
You know what I'm saying?
Jive turkeys.
Yeah, exactly. We just want to make sure we move in the proper way and taking the proper steps. Yep. But you do have the right to travel privately without a license, because a license is just them giving you permission or a privilege. And you don't need permission to travel, especially as an indigenous person. You don't need the permission to travel through your ancestral estate. You know what I'm saying? But let's jump right into the letter here. So he starts off with, Dear Director Milstead, and once again, that's the Director of Department of Public Safety for the state of Arizona. It has come to my attention that numerous individuals in our state have rescinded all of their contracts with the United States federal government, the state of Arizona, and each of its political subdivisions, establishing themselves as a free man under the organic national constitution of the Republic of the United States of America. So that's just the first sentence, right? So he's saying a lot in those first couple sentences. So just in that first sentence, he's stating that there are multiple statuses on this land. There are multiple constitutions on this land, and there are multiple jurisdictions on this land, right? So he starts off with he's been made attention to people who have rescinded their contracts. So what does rescinding a contract mean? So that means that you made it null and void. So any contract you enter into, you do voluntarily. And the majority of contracts you can opt out of at any time, depending on how the contract is written. But how a license is written, you can rescind the license because it's a voluntary contract. So when you get a driver's license from any state in America, because the state ofs are all corporations as well. So like he says here, the federal government, the state of Arizona. So the state of Arizona is not the same as the Arizona State Republic. Those are two different things. The state of Arizona is the corporation doing business in the territory of Arizona. So just in this first sentence, he's putting it out there that there are multiple jurisdictions, there are multiple statuses for people, and you get to choose which status that you're in. It's not a forced thing. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the biggest thing is like understanding that there is a choice. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the obviously elevated and melanated is
Yes,
letting
sir.
people know that they have that choice. You know what I'm saying? You have to choose to walk through the doors though. That's the biggest thing is understanding that.
Yeah, exactly. So it says here you get rescinding the contracts with the United States federal government. So like we went over before, the federal government is just a federal corporation. So you can, just like you're doing business with Walmart, you're doing business with any hotel or something. You can, like, say you want to leave the hotel early. You can leave the hotel early. It can't make you stay. Same with the United States corporation. If you do not want to be a U.S. citizen, you want to be or correct your status to be an American national or a state citizen. That is completely your choice to do. You know, and that's what he's laying out here in this letter, which he wrote to the Department of Public Safety to put their officers on notice. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these cops walking around, they don't know the law. You know what I'm saying? Like they think they take an oath to the Constitution. And most of them ain't read the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? Or don't know that there's multiple constitutions on this land. One for the corporation, and like he says here, one for the organic national constitution of the Republic of the United States of America. So, and then also too, he says here, establishing themselves as a free man, right? So, of course, in these little slave movies they like to make every year, right? And I do want to, even just why I'm talking about that. We'll do that for another episode. But in the course of these little slave movies that they make, they always talking about a free man, right, or showing your freedom papers, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just when they're talking about you, they're telling you what jurisdiction you're in. Are you part of an Aboriginal nation? Or are you somebody's property? That's what they're trying to determine in those
movies.
Yeah, in those movies. You know what I'm saying?
Depict.
Yeah, or trying to depict. Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. They're not showing you the whole truth in those movies that make everything very
they
black
make you
and
do,
white.
the
You know
thing
what I'm
about it
saying?
is they also know that they're making you do your own research as well, which is the biggest thing because they know a lot of people have so much distractions in their life that aren't paying attention to like, wait, what are they really saying? You know what I'm saying? Is this an innuendo or are they alluding to something? So,
Right.
and obviously knowing history is a big thing and digging deep, keep digging through that. So,
Exactly.
or you can listen to Elevated and Melanated.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna hit that plug. So let's just go. I'm gonna just start over again so we can go over this because there's a mouthful in this. So it has come to my attention that numerous individuals in our state have rescinded all of their contracts with the United States federal government, the state of Arizona, and each of its political subdivisions. And a political subdivision can be a county or, you know what I'm saying, a city, something like that. And then establishing themselves as free men under the organic national constitution of the Republic of the United States of America. Consequently, they may be driving without auto registration, driver's license, or any other evidence of contract. So that's very important. So when you register your car, when you get a driver's license, you're putting your vehicle in their jurisdiction. So if they say you can't drive 55 on this road, you can't drive 55 on that road because you voluntarily agreed to that contract. If they said that you need to purchase expensive registrations every year, they need to renew so that the state can make more money and just tax the people, then that's what you have to do because you voluntarily got into that contract. So he's saying here that if you rescind your contracts and thus you have no evidence of contract, this is who he's talking about specifically, right? And this is he wrote this letter to let the Department of Public Safety know that when they encounter these individuals, that they're not doing nothing illegal, they're not doing nothing fraudulent or anything like that. But he's going to lay that all out, right? So to move on, he says, because go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you, like, while we were on it, like, how long does it typically take somebody to correct their status, like that process?
Well, depending on how far they want to go with it, but to get your passport the correct way as an American national or state citizen, the passport situation is real backed up right now. You know what I'm saying, with this whole lockdown stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it could take 2-3 months. You know what I'm saying, to completely correct your status, but you can still get Aboriginal identification. You can still get private license plates. You can still do all of that stuff in a very short time span, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
And keep moving in truth in the process. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So that's what we wanted people to understand too. You have a choice. And that's what this whole letter is about. It's putting the Department of Public Safety, the cops, is putting them on notice that the people have a choice too. And if they've chosen to not be in your jurisdiction, you cannot force them. So he says, so without any evidence of contract, because many law enforcement personnel may be unaware of the contractual nature of auto registration and driver's license, and it's conceivable that this situation may lead to confrontation between individuals and law enforcement personnel.
And that's how they get you right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there.
Yeah.
They create this whole emotional situation. Like you said, a lot of officers don't even know the real law. So even if you get someone who's lawful moving in their proper status, you might find someone who's like a cop who doesn't know what they're doing.
Exactly. And that's why he wrote this letter. And this is before the internet or anything. So a lot of this stuff wasn't as readily available as it is now. You can go right now and just type in Wayne Stump letter into Google or to DuckDuckGo, and it'll pull up right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this information is readily available to the masses. But obviously in 1985, when he wrote this stuff, only the people that was in a law library knew this stuff. Only people that was in certain groups understood this knowledge, because the internet wasn't there. So the average layman couldn't just get this information. But for the people that did know, he wanted the cops to understand, for law enforcement personnel to understand that the nature of auto registration and driver's licenses is a contract between them and the state. You know, and the state is a corporation, like I said. So if you do not want to be a party to that contract, you can rescind that at any time. That is your choice as a live being, as a natural person. And so if you do that, then
peace.
Like I was saying, if you were a live being and a private person, nobody can force you to be in anybody's jurisdiction. You voluntarily join whatever government, whatever organization that you are a part of, and that's very important to the people's rights. And for the people that understand private rights, this is what all this is about. So he continues, right? I urge you to inform yourself and your personnel about this matter as soon as possible. If you would like to be briefed by someone knowledgeable on this subject, please contact me. So he's putting it out there too, like, you can hit him up. Of course, he's not a state senator no more. This is over 30 years ago. But he was letting the law enforcement know that, like, if you are uninformed, which the majority of you are, then do not, you know, saying, put it on the person, you know what I'm saying, or the private citizen. Come to me, the state senator, and ask me for clarification, because this is right and this is lawful. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, inasmuch as this procedure is entirely appropriate when properly carried out, I would like to be personally notified of every such instance of confrontation, in order that persons involved and the public officials involved may be apprised of the correct procedure and the appropriateness of their actions on the part of each concerned.
Shut they shit down.
Yeah,
you need to get your stuff in order.
Exactly.
I understand that you're dealing with some free men.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, right? When a cop interacts with you and they assume you're a U.S. citizen, they assume you're, you know what I'm saying, you're a debt slave, you're a bonded person. Like, you have contracts with the state that compel you to listen to this authority figure or this private security guard that people refer to as cops or police. You know what I'm saying? The police are there. They're private security.
Service.
They're public. They're public servants. You know what I'm saying? But they work for a private corporation. So it's a little bit of a gray area. But they take an oath to the Constitution. So in the Constitution, because the Constitution gives you free will, you have the unlimited ability to contract. So you are born with all your rights, but you can contract your rights away, or your parents can contract them away for you before you're of age, because they're in control of you. They're, you know what I'm saying, that you're in their trust. You know what I'm saying? You're in their care, so they make the decisions for you. So when you're born, your mom wants you to get a social security number and a birth certificate, and she doesn't know how to get those in a proper way, and she get those with checking the box that you're a U.S. citizen, then she contracted your rights away. But in this letter, you know, is understand, like, he says that you have a choice. So when you turn 18, even if your mom did take away your rights unknowingly because she was ignorant or under duress, you can come back behind her and take control of your own life. So when you turn 18, you can correct your status. You know what I'm saying? You can get the passport the correct way. You can get indigenous identification. You know what I'm saying? You can get a vehicle or transportation privately that doesn't have to be registered to the state. Because the more people they have registered to the state, it's nothing but a racket. You know what I'm saying? It's just money. If everybody's paying $200, $300 a year just for registration, and the other people paying extra for all these emission tests and all that, think about how much money the MVD or the DMV in other states, because Arizona is the only state that has an MVD, I'm pretty sure, or the DMV, right? If you think about how much money the DMV or the MVD is bringing in every year, You know what I'm saying? Just by
British.
having people register their car, having people paying all these tickets, you know what I'm saying? Because people didn't understand the contract they got in, so they sped or something, parked somewhere too long, did an illegal U-turn or something, whatever the cops said they did.
I mean, it's part of the, just everybody collective information. You know, what I'm saying, a
Hmm.
lot of people just think, oh, this is what we're supposed to do, as opposed to you know, what I'm
Hmm.
saying,
Collective consciousness.
collective consciousness. There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Exactly. My mom did this. My uncle did this. My grandma did this. My cousin did this. Why would I do something different? And that's hard for a lot of people to change mentally, to do something different than what they've been taught, because the information that they've received, they interpret it differently.
Yeah.
Because somebody may hear this and may think it's not a big deal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, what's the big deal about this letter? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another person may hear this and be like, oh, okay, I understand that how I can protect myself while traveling, because the majority of arrests come from traffic stops.
And understand, like, also, this is, choice. It still comes back to choice. You can put multiple hats on, you know what I'm saying, depending on what jurisdiction or how you want to move in your life. But like, having the choice is ultimately what we're trying to do. Let you guys know is, that's ultimately where we're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Try to do as free people.
Exactly. And that's, like you said, choice. Choice is the biggest thing. I feel like right now, life more than any other time in my life, people are being presented with choices, and the consequences of making the wrong or right, I say right or left choice. You know what I'm saying? It can be astronomical in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And so it's just very important that people understand the principle of free will. Not just that they have free will, that like nobody can ever take it away from you. No matter how much people try to manipulate you or anything like that, you have your free will at all times.
Yeah.
Nobody can force anything onto you mentally, and nobody can force things onto you, like, you know what I'm saying, through these jabs or you know what I'm saying, or the stuff like that.
They're trying to. It's like a crazy spiritual war right now. Like one might say. I mean, that's what I would say it is. The powers that be, they understand it's a crazy spiritual war, and right now, like you said, times are crazy. So we're gonna see who's, who ends up choosing what side and which way they end up going. But this is definitely the way to start off.
Exactly. And like I said, like moving forward, the easiest way to travel is going to be a person who owns their car, has private license plates. Because when you get state license plates, it's just putting you in a jurisdiction. How do you get a state license plate? You have to register your car. You know what I'm saying? So you can, and if you're interested in getting private license plates, you can just Google private license plates, or you can make your own. You know what I'm saying? Because if you set up a trust, and it's another thing too, you want your car to be owned by a trust, ideally. You know what I'm saying? And not under your straw man name or the name that's attached with your social security number. Because if your car is still in the social security trust, which is ran by the United States, then it's in a sort of a gray area. So if you create your own trust, and then you're able to sell your car, take the title and put it in your trust name, now you can get a license plate that has your trust name on it, or just says private. You know what I'm saying?
So you might want to change so most people might want to change the relationship with their social.
Yeah, change the relationship with this. Yeah, because we could do a whole episode on that. Because the social is just evidence of a trust that's in your name, but who's the debtor and who's the creditor. You know what I'm saying? So they're creating all of this credit off the backs of the American people, but they're trying to claim that the American people themselves are the debtor.
Yeah.
When the debtor is the United States corporation, we are the people giving them credit. And the credit comes in the form of your birth certificate, which the United States corporation takes to the Federal Reserve as collateral to print Federal Reserve notes. So at the end of the day, the people are the creditors. The people are the people who give the system its power, not the other way around. And I feel like no other time in history, or at least in modern history, I should say, has this been more important for people to understand that the system doesn't have power over you. You have power over the system. And once you give that power up, then the system has power over you. So there's a process. The system doesn't automatically have power over you, because the system must be built. It's not doesn't just come out of thin air. It's built by people, right?
Yep.
So they have to manipulate enough people to move around and to make the system as robust as it is, so that it can control so many masses of millions and billions of people. Because the whole point of, you know what I'm saying, of conquest or colonization is to control not just the resources of the land, but the labor and the intellectual property of the people. You know what I'm saying? Because
intellectual property, that's really deep right there.
you know what I'm saying? Because if like for a corporation, for example, corporations are used to organize people to complete tasks, right? So to get an iPhone, you know what I'm saying? Apple had to have thousands of engineers working on different little things to get to the iPhone 10, 11, to keep progressing, you know what I'm saying? And so all of that mental energy is being organized by that corporation. You know what I'm saying? So corporations are they're entities set up to organize masses of people to one end. You know what I'm saying? And the people who control that end are usually the people who own the corporation, not the employees. So if 99% of the people are employees, or 90% of the people are employees, only 10% are the owners, then that 10% will have overwhelming control of over the course of human history, the course of human development. You know what I'm saying? How most people spend their lives, what resources most people have access to. You know what I'm saying? So I know that may seem like it's far off from this, but this all ties together. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that, like, understanding your private rights and how to travel privately ties in with understanding how the system works, who set it up, and who gives it its power.
Well, and also just knowing that there is a system, like I think a lot of people subconsciously or had this gut feeling, like, some people have that, like, this inkling, man, there's something else out there. There's something else that's, definitely going. So I think this just knowing that there is a system in general, to me was the first part of it.
Yeah, exactly. And because once you find out that it is a de facto corporation that's masquerading as a de jure government or organic government, then you don't have to look at these people as your authority figures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Joe Biden isn't my president. He's the president of a governmental services corporation. You know what I'm saying? I elect myself to lead myself. You know what I'm saying? If he is. You know what I'm saying? Kamala will be in that seat real soon. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? Kamala will be in that seat real soon, and that's a lot of hell gonna break loose when that happens. But Sleepy Joe, he ain't making it to the end of this term. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man got severe dementia. I don't know how people can listen, hear him talk and like, oh, that's my leader.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, that's your leader. But that's the result of, you know what I'm saying, of them dumbing down the population over the last 6-7 generations through the General Board of Education. You know what I'm saying? But to move on with the letter, right? So I'm going to reread the last paragraphs as some people reiterate. So in the meantime, as much as this procedure is entirely appropriate when properly carried out, I would like to be personally notified of every such instance of confrontation in order that persons involved and the public officials involved may be apprised of the correct procedure and the appropriateness of their actions on the part of each concerned. So like he's saying again, there's a proper way to do it. So you don't want to come into this knowledge and you already have years of contracts built up with the state and just be like, oh, I don't got to do nothing. I don't want to put in no paperwork. I could just drive around and do my own thing, and I'll still have a state license plate, and I'll still have a state ID or driver's license, and think everything's going to be okay if I come into contact with law enforcement, because it's not. There's paperwork you have to send in. Like, every state has a rescission of license. You know what I'm saying? So you can get that off of online and mail it in to the DMV or the MVD, and they'll rescind your license. You know what I'm saying? So and then you're able to get a private license plate and do these things and get the title and put it into your trust name. So like he's saying, this is appropriate, but there's a proper way to do it. We want to make sure that people are doing it the proper way, so they're not getting themselves in trouble and just rolling around. Yeah, moving in truth and not moving around all willy nilly. Because some people can come into this knowledge and be like, oh yeah, like, I have the power. Like, and it's true that people do have the power, but if you've given your power up for so many years and you unknowingly you've only unknowingly got into these contracts for so many years, you got to work yourself back to get to that proper position.
And non-emotional decisions, which is something we've been saying since
non-emotional. Exactly. If this is your first time hearing this information or anything like this, the proper reaction shouldn't be to get emotional. You know what I'm saying? I know it can be hard, because when I found out this stuff, I was mad,
ready to fight the powers that be.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm out here like, yo, they didn't play me my entire adult life. You know what I'm saying? Like, making me think I got to pay these taxes, I got to pay these tickets, I got to pay this registration, trying to break me out here while I got other things I got to do. I got businesses I got to set up, I want to invest in, but I'm out here giving the state all this money. You know what I'm saying? It's just another tax.
It's like, what am I doing? Why am I putting my money into this?
Exactly. And when I'm trying my hardest to, you know what I'm saying, to grow and progress, it seems like the state or the government is trying to keep the people down. That's because the people, they're trying to keep you perpetually poor. The more
and
people that,
perpetually dumb as hell
yeah,
too.
exactly. Well, I feel like they coincide.
Yeah.
They coincide. You're not going to keep a genius poor for long. Like, a genius may be born into poverty, but he will make himself wealthy because a genius will solve a problem. And that's another thing too. When you're dumb, it's hard to solve problems. The easiest way to get wealthy in this world is to look at the world, find an issue, and solve it. Solve an issue. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's for 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people, 1,000,000,000 people, you know what I'm saying? You could solve a specific problem for 100 people. That may be enough to make you a millionaire because the problem was so grand, or was so annoying to somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a genius, you cannot keep a genius poor. You can't keep somebody who understands natural law poor, especially in this time. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people walking around in ignorance that even if you were a shicey type of dude and you had some knowledge, you can fraudulent get over on people very easily in this society because we've been dumbed down so long. So the poverty that people,
It's all
especially
choices, right? It depends on how you want to go about, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
using your powers, your genius. But yeah, for sure.
yeah, because the poverty that the people experience, especially our people, is a result of ignorance. They go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we live in a universe of abundance, and I'm gonna say that on every episode probably. Poverty is artificial.
Oh yeah.
Abundance is natural. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to understand too. Like, yeah, where are you poor at? In these artificial cities, in these concrete jungles, you know what I'm saying? In these industrial homes that we call apartments. You know what I'm saying? Where they stacking you 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 stories high. And you got 8 neighbors and all of them frustrated, all of them living bad lives, negative energy all around y'all. And you wonder why, you know what I'm saying, like the violence is so high.
Would you say that it's because a lot of us not a lot of the people are like minors, you know what I'm saying? Mentally they haven't gotten to that
Oh yeah, because even self-identifying as a minority, you're self-identifying as a minor in the mind. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look in the Black's Law Dictionary, minority means somebody who is under the age of 18 or somebody who does not have a sound mind, since they must have like a guardian or somebody over them, which is exactly what the corporation is for the U.S. citizens. They have a parental relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why they feel like they can tell you what to do. They feel like, they can tell you, you got to get this jab, or you got to lock up, you got to quit your business for right now because we say so. They feel like they can do that because you gave them their power. Your power. You voluntarily gave it to them.
Because people aren't doing what? They're not reading. They're not paying attention to the little things. And I'll be the first to admit, like back when I first started my process, it's a lot of work. It's not to say that it's anything easy, but you have to start somewhere, and then start from, even if it has to do with, the reading the labels or whatever contract that comes through on your phone, those automated messages, like start to look at what you're doing and apply that to everything, because this is exactly what the corporation, like obviously there's multiple corporations, but the bigger corporations, the elites, they understand, that's a lot of work, but it's also like, the only person who's going to do the work is you. You know what I'm saying? So, and you have to, whether you're a male or a female, like you have to do what you got to do.
Exactly. Because you may have to be that person in your family that resurrects the family trust. You know what I'm saying? That may have to be you. Like if you're looking around your family and you come into this house like, man, ain't nobody going to do it but me, then you got to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're the one that got the knowledge, everybody else is floundering and stuff, then you got to put the work in. If they don't see this stuff as important, then you put the work in and then you reap the rewards. You know what I'm saying? Then you're the one in control of the trust.
And you can only boo-hoo for too long. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
You can only do that for too long. We can only be in this, our people are, you know what I'm saying? This people hate because our skin color. They get these books, we get this. It's just like, man, at some point, non-emotional decisions.
Exactly.
You gotta sit there, see the landscape, like you said. You saw what was going on. You had a plan. You're like, okay, shit, non-emotionally, I'm gonna get this plan. I'm gonna start working towards it, because that's exactly what the people at the top are doing to us.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're making these decisions, these plans, non-emotionally. And we think, that they're nice. Like, nah, it don't work out like that.
They're giving you stimulus checks because they're nice. They're giving you food stamps because they're nice. They're giving you food stamps to set up your fall, to make you dependent. Because a dependent person is nothing but a slave. The person you're dependent on controls your livelihood or controls your ability to survive. You're nothing but a slave. You know what I'm saying? So it may not be no shackles on your feet. You know what I mean? But you're still mentally, you know what I'm saying, being told what to do because you cannot self-sustain. You have lost the art of self-preservation.
And you've also lost the art of, being connected to the divine or whatever it is that's above us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
I mean, that's another talk, obviously, that we could have later on. But like, that's ultimately what these power people that do. You know what I'm saying? They understand how to get you away from that and get you out of your mental state where you can think clearly and be able to make these non-emotional decisions. It's definitely a process for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you just analyze your landscape, especially as a man. You be in your feelings as a man. That'll lead you to prison or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And being in your feelings all the time as a man. As a man, you got to think with your head. You got to think not logically. Look at the landscape. You know what I'm saying? What position am I in? What's possible for me to do? And then make a plan and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no.
And
the more you worry, the more
every minute. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we can get into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sexual transmutation is a real thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe you busting too many nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I throughout my life, you know what I'm saying? Especially around the age of like when I turned 16, like, I realized that, like, pussy's gonna be my biggest distraction in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so once I was able to control it more, the more I'm able to control it, the more work I'm able to put in. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't perfect yet. You know
I was gonna say that left you. I don't know about 18 or
we ain't
16.
You know what I'm saying? But like, we ain't perfect, but we're getting better at it. And the more
progression.
Focus, exactly. The more focus we get, the more information we can put out for the people. You know what I'm saying? The more stuff we can give y'all, the more value we can give y'all, because this is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We about to, like you're saying, we starting up consultations real soon. We got books coming, all types of stuff just for the people to give y'all that knowledge, especially right now. You know what I'm saying? Because right now may be the time to put in some work harder than you ever put in. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. Like, every day I'm like, am I working hard enough? Every day I'm like, no, I got to work harder. Tomorrow I got to go harder. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's that, but there's also, I would just, what I like to break it down is just moving in truth. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, yes, we're putting that fucking work in. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we're also doing what we was meant to do. You know what I'm saying? To me, like, when we're doing what we love doing and you're moving in truth, man, like, if you're doing what you're doing for your family, people, or for yourself, whatever that may be, like, you're still ultimately moving in truth, and you've elevated to that, to that frequency where you feel like, man, what I'm doing is finally making an impact on my life, my friend's life, my family's life. Look at how much great things you can do by just becoming aligned with whatever the divine is. You know what I'm saying? I believe that, but.
Yeah. No, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Taking you from nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, bringing you further and further into an artificial world. And the further you get into an artificial world, you lose your rights. In nature, you have rights. In the artificial world, the creator of that artificial world controls everything. You have no rights. You know what I'm saying? You have privileges.
The architect looking at us.
You may have some privileges.
Only the Matrix nerds would know that's
what. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, so you may pull up to the architect, you know what I'm saying, in your system or whatever, you know what I mean? And he may say something to you and it may blow your mind and you may not be able to understand it. You feel me? So you go back to your little life, you start still doing the same thing you was doing when he may have gave you the key. You know what I'm saying? This information we put out, this may be the key for somebody. I know this is going to change somebody's life, because when I heard this stuff, it changed my life.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, I'm going to bring it to the people what I think is going to be most impactful in their life. And as I've talked about before, the majority of arrests come from traffic stops. You know what I'm saying? So if the majority of people that look like me, you know what I'm saying, or get arrested because they're traveling improperly. Because a lot of y'all, the reason y'all get pulled over, you know what I'm saying, the registration be expired, you know what I mean? Like, your license suspended, you know what I mean? Like, so you win these contracts, but you're acting dishonorably.
And then,
you know what I mean? So once you get into dishonor, now they can tax your ass, you know what I'm saying, pull you over, or or lock you up, depending on what you do in the car. In some states, you may be just smoking in a car. You know what I mean? And the registration messed up. They pull you over. They smell the smoke. You know what I mean? Now you're on probation. Now you're doing this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so traveling privately is a very important thing, especially because, like, how you getting around? You know what I mean? Like, this ain't no horse and buggy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you walking around everywhere. If you do have a vehicle, like, you want to understand how to move in that, so that people can't just get at you at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like, the public shouldn't be able to just get at a private person at all times. You know what I mean? Because there's procedure they got to go through. Like, you can't just interact with a private American, you know what I mean, if they're not breaking no laws, you know what I'm saying? And if I don't have to have your license, as stated by this Arizona state senator and many other Supreme Court cases to back this up, then I'm not breaking no laws. So you can't interact with me. You know what I mean? If I ain't hurt nobody, you know what I'm saying, I'm not creating a victim, then no crime was committed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
So like to finish off what Mr. Wayne Stump has to say. So he says, my office number is 255-5261. I doubt that's still active right now, but but the area code would have been 602. And so and I am requesting to be notified of the names and incidents along with addresses and phone numbers of participants of any such confrontations arising from the exercise of a person's free man status in order to evaluate the outcome of properly rescinded contracts. You know what I'm saying? So he's telling them right there, he said, listen, I want the names, I want the numbers, I want the address of all the cops, all the law enforcement that's violating private citizens' rights. You know what I'm saying? Because he says right here, a free man status. The person has the right to exercise of your free man status under the organic constitution of the Republic of the United States of America. That's settled law. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you're listening to this, you're like, oh, well, how can I travel privately? How can I do these things? Well, first you have to rescind your driver's license, right? Gotta own your car, get the title, sell it to a trust that's outside the jurisdiction of the United States, get a private license plate, bing bang boom, you know what I'm saying? Now you traveling privately. You feel me? But you do want to get that paperwork in because you don't want to just get a private license plate and you still have a license, a driver's license, and you ain't sent in the rescission forms, because then you're in a gray area. You know what I mean? Like they may think twice about pulling you over because of the license plate though. You know what I mean? But if they do pull you over and they run your VIN number or something and find out who you are, then it'll still say you have a license. So whatever you were doing, like they're gonna write you a ticket. You know what I'm saying? So you do want to rescind that license if you're interested in traveling privately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want to shout out Mr. Wayne Stump. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the dude. You know what I'm saying? Never met him. You know what I mean? But like, I do. I feel the spirit that he wrote this in.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted the people to understand, like, listen, like you have the right to do what you got to do. And not only that, I'm in a position of authority. So if any of these police officers try to violate your right to exercise your free man status, give me their number and I'll deal with them. You know what I'm saying? This was back in the 80s, of course, you feel me? But like you know what I'm saying? He's putting himself on the line. He's putting his role, you know what I'm saying, of authority, like to let people know that, yeah, you have the right to travel. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to be bullied into getting a license. You don't have to be bullied into getting their auto registration just so the state or the county can make more money. You know what I'm saying? That's all this is at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You got any last words, DJ?
Keep moving in truth, man. Like honestly, the part of is this shit real or is it like that's out the window now. You know what I'm saying? You have to really think about the times that we're in. Start, planning on where it is you want to go and start moving towards that shit and moving towards your truth. Because there's a storm coming. I feel like literally these clouds outside, crazy as hell. That's a conversation for another day.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something for sure that I would say to people out there that, saying start making your moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
ASAP.
no. Yeah, and like you said, a storm is coming. It's gonna be a cold winter, to quote Joe Biden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got up and said that it's gonna be a cold winter. Start preparing. You know what I'm saying? Start prepping, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Get a Costco card, get a Sam's membership, you know what I'm saying? Go spend a couple thousand.
Non-GMO foods.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, get whatever you can at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're starving, you're not going to be looking at that macaroni and cheese like, is this vegan or not? I'm about to pop this in. You feel me? So like, no, get as much non-GMO as you possible, but stack food up to the rafters. You know what I'm saying? Get you some barrels. Get your water up. You know what I'm saying? You look into rainwater collection systems. You feel me? Look into solar power. You know what I'm saying? So that you can be sustainable unto yourself. You feel me? Because like you said, there's a storm coming. I think it's going to be a very cold winter, and I think it's going to be a very cold decade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think as we creep to 2030 and they get closer and closer to all these milestones they got, especially with the UN and stuff, and you know what I'm saying, Agenda 2030 and all this stuff, where they want you to own nothing and be happy. You know what I'm saying? While we under some type of communist regime.
Yeah.
But I say to you that you know what I think is gonna happen, DJ?
What's that?
I think whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. Whatever the people let happens, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We are raising it. Honestly,
Whatever
the work
the
we're
people
doing
let
right now,
happen.
we're raising the collective consciousness right now. You know what I'm saying? By just doing the work that we're doing. So, I have faith, obviously, that the work like people like us are doing throughout time is gonna, and throughout the next couple of years, it might get a little rocky for sure. You know what I'm saying? But people, it's not a time to get afraid. It's a time to get prepared.
Exactly.
And start having real talks with your family members or friends. Maybe you have to, or maybe you have an opposite journey. Maybe you have to go out by yourself and start doing moves on your own. So whatever that is, whether you have to, whether that's got to be get a lot of people, or if your purpose is to do one thing on your own, either way, start moving in truth and get healthy on them. That's one thing I need to make sure that, you know what I'm saying? Like ultimately, the healthier you can become, the more it'll be easier for you to make those non-emotional decisions. The way your brain is thinking, the way your body's feeling, the way you're, getting up every day. Even if you work a 9 to 5, like it's cool to, you know what I'm saying, to still do that and have a good attitude about it, even though that's not something I could do, but, ultimately. But yeah, man, start moving in truth, people. That's what I would say.
Right. And you know what I'm saying? And to finish this off, we do want to thank the people for joining us again and for all your support. You know what I'm saying? We've been getting a lot of messages and stuff telling us to keep doing what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? People saying, they happy to see some young brothers bringing some information out there. But at the ultimate, with all that being said, I want to say too that there needs to be more of us. You know what I'm saying? We need more young people out here really looking into the truth, looking into the law, looking into their private rights. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, our generation does not understand these things. You know what I'm saying? And once the elders pass away and you don't understand your private, they're gonna roll over people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all gonna lose y'all ancestral land. You feel me? Like you think your grandma got a house, it's gonna trickle down to you. Well, she gonna pass away, and if you're still a U.S. citizen, they're gonna hit you with some type of estate tax and all this other thing. And they hit your mom with the estate tax and stuff, and they have to sell the house. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, the whole point of this is to make the people as dependent as possible, and the easy way to do that is to take away their land. If you don't got no land, you don't have no wealth. Land is the basis of all wealth. Gold, silver, oil, water, it all comes out the land. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't got no land, then, you know what I'm saying, that's got to be your number one priority. You know what I'm saying? Every family should have acres outside the city. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? I got plans to get acres, but that's how you got to be looking at it. I need a homestead, something outside the city. You don't mean you got to be there 100% of the time. You could be in the city, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But you want to have a place to go that's green, that we can actually grow some stuff that you control it. You know what I mean? And with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I want to thank you again for joining us with Elevated and Melanated. Check out the website. You got apparel, you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff. We're going to start getting it out there. But yeah, thank you guys again, and peace.
Peace.